Welcome to the Eye on Annapolis Local Business Spotlight. There are thousands of locally owned businesses in the area, some small and some large. Some you may know and others you don't. But one thing they all have in common is a great story, and we want to share it with you. Join us every Saturday as we talk to the founders, the owners, and the managers of local businesses you have come to know and love, and those you will come to know and love. Now here's your host, John Frenay, with this week's Local Business Spotlight.
Well, I'll tell you, we are over here at Jennifer Square, and I think the name of the center is called the Jennifer Square Shopping Center. One of the newest businesses, X Golf, and for those that read Eye on Annapolis, we did an article on them shortly after they opened back in July. After that, we figured, my gosh, we do need to do a Local Business Spotlight podcast with them, and today joining us is Rob Cannon and Rikhil Patel, who are the co-owners of X Golf here in Annapolis, which is a unique, really cool, and it's not just golf, which is really kind of neat. So, but the true address, if you want to throw it into a GPS, is 167 Jennifer Road. Thank you guys for inviting me back, despite the fact that I'm not a golfer.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming through.
Yeah.
Well,
we love people who are not golfers and maybe convert them to golfers.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're one of those kind of places. Okay, I'm on to you guys.
We lure you in with the food and the drinks and the TVs, and then we say, how about we pull out the driver, see what happens?
Yeah.
Sure, load them up with some alcohol and give them a club. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about this. As we're sitting here, I'm looking at these gigantic screens, and in the most basic sense, you are a number of golf simulators.
Yes, we have 7 golf simulators here. They use proprietary X Golf software on them, but we also have the ability to put on the actual screen all of your sports games and things like that. So, I mean, there are multiple things for you to look at while you're playing.
So, and while you're playing this, and we looked at this when I was here visiting before, but I mean, you've got a number of different courses that you can virtually play that are going to be projected on the screen or projected from behind the screen. I'm not sure which way you look at it. And, it's the technology is there. I mean, you're not hitting a fake ball. You're hitting a real ball into a real screen, and it's measuring all sorts of things that you would think you wouldn't be able to measure. I mean, it's velocity and spin and
and all those things are important. Like you said, we're using real TP5X tailor-made balls that you can buy at the store. And they're actually good balls that you would want to buy at the store. So that's one thing that I know some people that take it very seriously are asking about whether or not we actually have actual balls that they've had before. Because I mean, when you go out on the course and you're used to playing some like lower quality balls or even just different quality balls, things can change. But then you mentioned the different types of readings that we have. The spin rate is very important because that determines how far your ball goes up in the air, how far it goes to the right, to the left. And if you can't pick that up, you're just basically determining how hard you hit the ball, not necessarily where the ball is going to go.
You're making it sound like I need a STEM degree to play golf.
You don't, because the software does everything for you. You just come here and you whack it and you think it's amazing how many people they know their shot and then they do it here and they're like, oh, that's exactly what my shot does.
Well, I see that all the time. Somebody takes a shot and, oh man, I shanked that. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's you just know immediately what's happening there. Yep. Well, who is X Golf for? Okay, that sounds very pro or serious golfer type thing. I mean, do the more casual golfers, the duffers, come in here as well? Is this a home for them?
You definitely can, because we like to say X Golf is golf with a bar, where like Top Golf is more like arcadey, a bar restaurant with golf. So we're definitely geared towards the golfer, but that doesn't mean you have to be a pro golfer. So from a novice to the pro, you could still enjoy it because we have modes in our system. You could make anything a par 3. You could play a target practice. You could do just putting, just chipping. So it's more accessible than just going to the driving range because you have more options to work on your game.
What about somebody that has never golfed before that wants to learn?
Yep, we have a PGA pro on staff, and you could do lessons. You could just come here with your friends and mess around on the driving range if you wanted to, and choose to take a lesson because our PGA pro is walking around at the same time.
That's wild. So you've actually got somebody that plays on real grass with real air and real sunshine and real wind and everything else
Right.
that's here to work with you.
Yes, and then he's experienced in teaching in simulators and outside.
Yeah, he'll take video footage of your swing and break down the analysis right there with you. But yeah, no, we've been open for almost about a month now, and we've had people that have never played golf to people that are gearing up for like a real tournament. And when you come in here, like there's a possibility to in the software give yourself a boost, which basically just makes the ball go a little bit farther, so you can have a little bit more fun. So if you're a complete beginner, there are many ways to come to X Golf and not be left behind if you're playing with a group of people that are better at you than golf. So they've kind of taken all of that into consideration.
That's why, to me, it seems like golf is an intimidating sport for me.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm glad to see that you agree with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, to me, it seems very intimidating.
Mhm.
And this seems like an ideal place to come. I mean, you've got these 7 individual little slots, booths,
Yep.
fairways,
Yep.
courses, whatever it is. And I can lease out that spot for an hour or 2 hours or maybe a month and a half or whatever it takes. And just sit there and practice on that. I don't have somebody breathing down my neck to
Yes.
play through.
Yeah.
I don't have somebody going like, that shot.
Yeah. No, I mean that's I actually use the word intimidating a lot when I talk about it. It's takes the intimidation factor out of golf. You don't have to go to a stuffy place where you have to wear a special certain shirt, and then if you hit it in the woods, you're looking for your ball for 10 minutes, and then there's people behind you in their cart who are waiting for you to hit and all
Right.
that stuff. So if you are just new to the game, regular outdoor golf can be intimidating for sure.
Mhm.
But in here, you can either bring your friends and watch the game, or you're eating food and you don't feel like you're stressed and like rushed while you're still trying to figure out a good shot. Or you can just come by yourself and actually work on your game, like you said, without somebody like breathing down your neck or like right next to you trying to hit their ball, that type of deal. So it opens it up to all of the types of golfers.
Well, Rob, you still talked about bringing your friends here. Okay.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's a fairly wide green or
Bay, actually call it the
Bay
bay.
that
Yeah.
we're calling. And this can be a multiplayer game. I mean, I can come in here and play with my friend, and you had mentioned that you can
Mhm.
adjust it so you're not taking 190.
Yeah. No, we have the ability to fit up to 6 golfers at each bay. So you can set up the different gameplay modes to make that go a little bit faster. So let's say you have 6 people. You can tell the software to put you guys on teams. You could be 2 teams of 3, 3 teams of 2. You can change the mode to be a scramble, which means everybody hits their ball and then everyone hits from
The
the
best
best
ball.
ball from there. And that's been a popular choice among big groups. They basically just have a 3-on-3 competition, and then if you're not very good, they don't have to take your ball, and maybe you'll have a putt that your team takes and stuff like that. So we've definitely seen that be an option for large groups and families. I mean, if let's say you have a family of 4 with 2 kids and 2 parents, and the kids can't hit it more than like 40 yards, but the parents can hit it 170 yards, and then they'll take the parent shot, and the kids are still happy because they get to play
Playing golf with
along,
the
but
parents.
they're not 200 yards behind you in the fairway waiting for their shot.
I mean, that's awesome. I mean, this is really can be an entertainment
Sure,
Hub.
without
Oh, yeah.
a doubt. Yeah.
as opposed to a
we wanna
training
be
one.
like a venue for corporate outings, birthday parties. We already have people book, and in only a month of existence, we've had 4 birthday parties. We've had a bachelor party come in. We have
Oh,
a
wow.
corporate event assigned for next week, and they're making a whole day out of it. They're coming from DC. They're going to come here first, then go on a boat afterwards. So this is part of their Annapolis outgoing trip.
I think it's, as a golfer myself and someone that has booked tee times and booked like group outings for golf, it's not the easiest thing to group golf or to book golf for like more than 4 people. It says you normally can get a tee time, but can you get all of your buddies in? And then they're the tee time right behind you. Can you do that? And then like you guys can still play here. You can definitely do that. I mean, get some guys called in yesterday, and they had 10 people, and they were like, we need to get golfing in an hour, and we need to be out of there in 2 hours. And I
Done.
and we were like,
Done.
yeah,
exactly.
Bay's done.
Yep.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we have our private room in the back
Yeah,
called the clubhouse. They camped out there. It was
Yeah.
nice.
They played both screens, so they had a 3-person team on one screen and then a 3-person team on the other screen playing against each other. Not literally, but they were both playing the same exact course, so they were keeping their score. But I mean, in reality, that would have been impossible at a golf course to call them up in an hour and say, I got 10 guys, I want to play golf right now.
Right.
Like,
Right. Public, private doesn't matter. It's just not
like,
happening.
all right.
It's not. You talked about birthday parties, and you said you've got the private bays back behind here.
Mhm.
What's the age group? I mean, I'm imagining this is not for the Chuck E. Cheese crowd.
Right. Yeah, it's just because of the fact that you do have these clubs and you have like high tech equipment that you don't want damaged. So typically, if you're 4 and younger, if you don't want a big party of 4-year-olds, because I think it's just too much chaos. But the youngest,
I agree with that.
The youngest
Under
birthday
any
party,
circumstance.
yeah, the youngest birthday party we had, it was a 13-year-old party, so that was fine. The parents were there.
Hey, Tiger started
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
Sure, yeah. No, I mean, I think for very young, it's tough to go almost anywhere. But I'd say 8-year-olds have come in here and with their own bag, and they show me what they're doing. That I say, hey, do you want the demo? And he says, no, I hit this club 65 and I hit that club 90, and I'm like, okay, never mind.
My job here is done.
Yeah. But no, yeah, you'd be surprised. I'd say like 7 and up have a great time here, and you can definitely come with younger kids, but a full birthday party of like 4-year-olds might be a bit much to handle.
Sure. Well, I know that as I look around here, I mean, I'm looking at the bays and these giant screens on the bays. I'm guessing they're probably 20 some odd feet or something. I don't know how big the screen is,
Sure.
but they're about that.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at televisions all over, and behind me, I've got a fully stocked bar.
Yeah.
So this is not just a come on in and swing some clubs kind of a place, but you can spend some time here. You can.
This is without a doubt also a sports bar. I mean, we have people calling in to watch specific events. I have a group that's been in here multiple times on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. to watch Formula One. I have a bunch of people that are more than excited for football season. And
yeah, we will have the Sunday ticket package, so we'll get out of market games.
Well, that was like, I was going to ask. I know that like when Premier Soccer plays and stuff
Sure.
like that, people ask like for places where to watch that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Is that someplace? Is that something that you guys would?
Yep,
Without a doubt, yeah. We want to be the type of place that you can call and say, hey, are you going to have Tottenham on the screen, or are you guys going to have the Bears on? Are you guys going to have, I mean, we just had a bunch of Olympic specials. People came in to watch the 100-yard dash, and like that's 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
they literally are like, I gotta come to a place to watch that, and that's where we are here. I mean, I specifically wanted a bar. I'm a Commanders fan myself, and
Long suffering.
yes, yeah. No one is a Commanders fan like on purpose. It just is what we're born into. But there aren't too many places where that is the main thing on the TV around here. And I love the idea that I can come to a bar and ask to put that game on, and they'll put the sound on, stuff like that. Or you can also have the Ravens right next to the Commanders. The idea of having your own dedicated TV at each bay was specifically for the type of fan that wants to watch something, but then they also want to play golf. So we have that covered too.
You don't have that out on the golf course.
No,
Or very
Unless
few,
you
I
bring
guess.
your
Yeah.
phone with you. But then
I've only been one. I've been to one course where they had like actual TVs in the golf carts,
Oh,
where you could like turn the channel
Oh,
and
fancy.
like watch something. Yeah.
There must
But-
be a long round then.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure it was expensive too, but
Mhm.
Makes sense. Well, I'm looking at the table here too that you've got food and drink menus. So I mean, okay, obviously we've covered the bar and the booze and stuff
Mhm.
like that. It's a very welcoming bar, I got to say. I mean, you
Thank
thought
you.
of things. I
Yeah,
mean, you
we
got
designed it
the
to
chargers
T.
underneath the thing and the coat hack.
yeah.
Places to hang your
Yeah,
coats.
we have a special like homage to the area. We have our coat purse racks are boat dock cleats.
Okay.
So the same thing you find on the boat or at a dock, that we use those here for hanging things. So
Yeah.
it's a nice little nautical theme.
And do you have a full kitchen?
We do. Yeah. Yeah. Our menu is definitely things that you can find on a golf course, but things that you would expect in Annapolis. I mean, we have hot dogs and nachos and tater tots, but then we also have crab balls and crab dip and a salad and the ability to make a BLT or chicken tenders, things like that you can get some quick food, but it's also quality food. Yeah.
We're trying to champion the crab dip on a hot dog.
Yeah, sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's pretty Annapolis to start,
Yeah,
start
for
with
sure.
there.
Yeah.
Well, as I look back behind your bar, I see that you're repping some local people.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we have a few options from local beers. We have RER has actually made us our own beer called Annapolsi Golf Club Light, and we offer that on tap. It's actually our cheapest beer on tap. So we did a nice discount for people that get the AGC Light is what we like to call it, for $5 on tap. We also have a couple can choices that rep some of the local celebrities. Travis Pastrana has his Citrus Circus Good Boy seltzer that we offer here. And we also have Nana Coke Nectar from RER, and we're open to adding to that list of local drinks and food on our menu. So we want to represent the Annapolis area in all aspects of X Golf.
Rikhil, you had mentioned some different groups that are coming and stuff like that, and I mean, it seems like it lays out to events, and I mean, promotion is not the right type of a word, but I mean, you may have some events that you could host from outside organizations that could have something here. I mean, you hear all these nonprofits that have these golf tournaments that they do that in November.
Right.
Sure.
You could do it here.
Yeah, exactly.
With 7 courses, 7 times, how many people are on each bay?
6,
7. Okay. So 50 people.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be like 6 of them that just want here for the booze. So.
Yeah, exactly. No, we definitely can open ourselves up to events in the wintertime. I mean, I've been to a couple of these charity golf tournaments when it gets colder and you're out there freezing, and then you're like, all right, let's do it for Champions of the Bay or whatever, something like that.
Yeah. Take one for the Bay.
Yeah. But in my personal experience, in my day job, I'm a doctor. So these like outings and like this charity events, they're usually like on a Monday or Wednesday, like during the day. It's like,
right,
I can't go, I'm working.
Right.
So most people, I feel, are like that. So you could do that event at night. You could do that event in wintertime when all those stuff aren't going on.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, do you guys do tournaments or events on your own?
Yes, yeah, we have a few leagues in the pipeline. We have a Peak Social League starting September 3rd.
Peak, and that's Jeremiah
yes.
Peak Social?
Exactly. Yeah, they're huge around here. We
awesome.
personally met, me and Rob, at a Peak Social kickball team. So that's how I know him.
Awesome.
Yeah. That sparked our friendship and then this partnership. We're also going to have in-house tournaments coming up. We have one starting in about a couple of weeks. We're going to have our own in-house league, which our PGA Pro is going to help run. But we're going to pop up tournaments as we think of them.
How would tournaments work in something like this? I mean, because we're not playing on a thing. And I mean, as you had mentioned, Monday afternoon, I can't quite come and play golf.
Right. Yeah, the way our tournaments work is right now it's like a 4-week tournament. You have the whole week to set your score for that round, and you could come anytime. And so you're not married to a specific day or time. You log your score that week. We calculate it
just within the start and end date of it.
Yeah. So you can come in and you can honestly knock out almost all of the courses. It helps out the person that you're talking about that doesn't have the exact Wednesday at 4:45 time to come in and do something, but they can sign up for this tournament and post a score, and then they could even, if they determine their score is not really the best, they can come back some other time and try and do a better score. But
I would caution that works 2 ways.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. You could get worse, but you will take your best score, and we'll write that down. And then, I mean, it's all, I say this now, but it's all, fun and games, and we're no one's taking it too seriously, but I'm sure someone will take it very seriously
Mhm.
eventually and say like, we got 2 more hours. I can get one more round in to better my score.
Well, you've talked about the windows. What's your hours?
We're open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day of the week.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I mean, if you can't figure out when to do that,
Mhm.
that's longer than any golf course.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, we've definitely had many 9 a.m. appointments. We've had a couple of people that come in here before their tee time on the real courses, which is definitely an option that I think more people should consider, because
Is that just warming up?
yeah, and getting in some real shots. I mean, we have one of the coolest parts of our system is that you can turn all of the holes in all of our courses into a driving range. So if you want to play Pebble Beach number 7, where you're looking into the ocean and you have a 97-yard shot that's downhill, you got to hit it onto the green, you can hit that shot over and over and over again and get better at these type of shots. So I mean, compared to a driving range where you're just hitting into
Nothing.
300 yards of green grass,
Mhm.
it's better visually to actually have a target and see if your ball spins backwards, it would have spun off the green, or if it kept bouncing, it would have bounced off the green. So like
Mhm.
that type of practice is invaluable when you're about to hit the real course, instead of just being like, I know I can hit this club 75 yards. It's, I know I can hit this club and it'll stop on the green, that type of deal.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You guys met at Peak Social
Mhm.
doing kickball.
We met on the multi-championship winning team,
Yes.
Son of a Pitch.
Now retired team.
Son of a pitch.
Son of a Pitch, yes.
So how did this friendship and partnership form?
So I mean, Rob's has been in the local for a while.
Yeah. I moved to Annapolis in 2008. I lived downtown on South Street. I was in part of Peak Social since its beginning. I know the owners, and I knew the Annapolis Social Sports Club that was before
Before
it.
that.
Yeah. And so I've been around the downtown Annapolis scene and the sports scene and the golf scene. Then Ricky came in as an individual that joined the Peak Social League and was placed on our team. Then we became friends. We actually started going to X Golf in Pasadena, which opened up a couple years ago. And we joined the league there and saw the technology, saw that the technology has come a really long way, and it's exciting as a golfer that this is an option. And we both were thinking, this is something that is a need in Annapolis, in terms of there's 0 public golf courses in Annapolis proper, and there's definitely the demand for it. So we put our minds together, and most importantly, our money together.
Yeah.
and here we are now.
Well, this is a great. I mean, as I'm thinking, there's no public golf courses. I mean, okay, the closest one to us is Eisenhower up in Crownsville,
Yep.
which used to actually be owned by the city, but it was now
Sure.
now the county, and I think there's Compass Point up in Pasadena.
Yeah, there's Compass Point, there's Renditions, there's Bay Hills and Arnold. I mean,
Is that public? Bay Hills?
yeah, for sure. Yeah. We want to be a champion of the outdoor golf course and a friend of the outdoor golf course, because we see ourselves, like I said, as practice to get out there on the real golf course. So
Well,
I mean,
I've got to think that golf has got to be an awful lot like baseball,
Mhm.
in that early in the season it can be just downright miserable.
Mm.
In the heat of the season, it can be downright miserable. And then at the tail end of the season, it can be downright miserable.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably like a window of 3 weeks
sure, yeah.
Mhm.
that this is an all year.
Oh yeah.
I would say 24/7, but it's a 12,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
it is,
yeah.
15,
Major
15
holiday.
7 type of
It
an
is
operation.
interesting. Our peak season will certainly be the winter time, because there's no other option in terms of golf. But in Maryland and Annapolis, I mean, sometimes in the summertime it's too hot to golf, and then sometimes we have
It's too hot to get out of the house.
yeah, sometimes we have weeks of rain, or it's hurricane season. So I mean, we definitely see ourselves as a full year-round option to get your clubs out of the cobwebs of the garage or something like that.
and it's not just golf. I mean, it's a true
Exactly.
sports bar. Here.
That's
I mean,
exactly, yeah.
I am not a golfer. I would feel totally comfortable pulling up a stool and
Yeah,
sucking down a few beers and
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
a football game on a Sunday.
Yeah, no, we know that I'm preparing myself for the guy that comes for the 1:00 Sunday game and stays for the 4:00 Sunday game. And then he's like, you know what? Let me text the wife and I'll stay for the 8:00 Sunday night.
Yeah, right.
It's like, you've been here for 10 hours, man. That's crazy.
Hey, can we do anything about like not allowing Cowboys fans in?
Well, yeah, I allow that because I'm an Eagles fan, so that works
There
out.
you go.
Yeah, we got a Commanders fan and an Eagles fan. The NFC East is taken care of. We'll let in a couple Giants fans, but Cowboys, this
I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe it's like a double cover or something like that. There is no cover, but to come in and drink. But I did see a sign in up front, Annapolis Golf Club.
Yes.
What's that all about?
Yeah, we have trademarked our own membership here. It's called the Annapolis Golf Club, and
Is that not a thing?
so it used to be an actual golf course back in the day. I
Was
moved
that the
here
one-
in 2019.
Was that the one where Key School is now?
But, Key School owns the property.
It was
yes.
Annapolis Roads a long time
Right.
ago. And the name Annapolis Golf Club was not trademarked. So we trademarked that, and we want our members to feel like they're a part of a club of golfers in Annapolis. So I mean, it is also, this is the club. The clubhouse is X Golf Annapolis.
This is the 19th hole.
Yeah, but the club itself, I mean, when you sign up for our memberships, you'll get some extra promos. We'll probably have some member only tournaments once we have enough members. We'll have some member perks for sure, and then we also have some corporate memberships that are enjoying sponsoring some of the bays here at X Golf Annapolis. So I mean, our Annapolis Golf Club membership is starting to take off. We've even seen some people wearing some of our merchandise, which is great.
Yeah,
There you go.
branding is going to be a big thing. Where pins and hats and shirts and towels are all going to have that logo on there.
Awesome. Well, I mean, for businesses that may be listening too, I mean, check with your insurance company because providing this, I mean, this is a form of exercise.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are labeled as a recreational facility.
You can turn around and probably get a discount or a credit or something like that. I know a lot of insurance companies do that if you provide health insurance.
We technically have a podiatrist on staff.
Yes.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Well,
Yeah.
Okay, so the basic person wants to come in here. We can rent a bay for an hour.
Yep.
Or 2 hours, depending on what your scheduling is
Yes.
and everything else. Okay, and that bay can hold up to 6 people.
Yeah.
Now, do I rent a bay or do I rent it by person?
So you rent the bay. The bay is not per person. You can have 6 golfers at each bay. It's $60 an hour. Unless it is Monday through Friday before 4 p.m. So our off-peak price is $45 an hour. So yeah, when you rent the bay, you're renting the entire bay. You can have 2 people and you guys split it. You can have 6 people and you guys split it. So if you have a larger group, I've definitely noticed that the economics of it are like they turn people into very excited when they realize they're like, wait a minute, like we're just going to split this 6 ways. This is like $20 a person.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking about this, is what it costs to go to see a movie or what to be able to come in here and enjoy it there. And then certainly you've got the perks of the Annapolis Golf Club, which, as you mentioned, is, get some more perks and some more discounts.
Yeah.
For members only turn.
Right. With the membership, like the monthly membership gets half off the golf rate. Yearly and corporate gets their golf for free.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But now I've had a group of 20-year-olds came in. There were about 6 of them. And they realized that it was for 2 hours, it was $120 split 6 ways. And they were literally just like, wow, like $20. Like we would have gone to the golf course, like we talked about earlier.
If you could have gotten to a golf
Yeah,
course.
exactly. If you've got 6 people and you want to play golf right now,
It ain't happening.
it's either going to be $500 and then you've got to figure it all out in terms of logistics, or you can come into X Golf and play a little bit, order some drinks, order some food, watch the game.
It really kind of has everything for the sports lover. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, even if you're, again, I keep going back to even if you're not a golfer, there's something here for you. I mean, there's food, there's booze, there's sports to see on TV. And, as Rob said, we may liquor you up a little bit and put a club in your hands, and maybe all of a sudden you'll discover a new hobby and a new sport that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And, I have tried golf personally a couple times, and I've gotten very frustrated
Sure.
with it, and that was my reason to. I am not a golfer.
Right.
It was just too frustrating,
Mhm.
and
There's no doubt that I can't guarantee that it won't be frustrating ever. Golf is a frustrating game, but it definitely helps when you've got a comfy seat 10 feet behind you, you've got a bar 15 feet behind you, you've got a TV 6 feet above you. So I mean, you're
well, it also helps that you have a pro on staff that's able to help you out.
exactly, yeah.
You've also got the ability, on a golf course, you don't have the ability to, oh, that was horrible, let me do that again.
Right.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, you can, but then you get dirty looks and people
Yeah,
get all
you don't have
pissed
to
off
chase
at
your
you.
ball, put it back. You just hit the ball.
Yeah. When you hit it
That was just a
yeah.
practice swing.
When you hit it 17 feet, the ball still goes into the system and disappears and comes out of the ground just like the last shot. But when you hit it 17 feet in real life, you're looking at your ball in front of you thinking, I've got a short walk and then I've got a frustrating hit coming up.
That's another thing to mention. Our you never have to chase the ball. Our balls, you hit a button and it comes up from the
The
ground.
balls chase you.
And yeah,
Yes,
exactly. And you tease it up for you automatically. You can set your tee height through your round and remember it through the whole round.
And that people take that for granted. I mean, we all have a finite amount of bend downs left in our life. So
Really, that's something that at birth they give you. They say here's
Yeah.
you've got
get X number.
It's a medical secret. You guys
you've
down,
got 17,000 bend downs in your back left.
Oh, so limit those practice swings.
Yeah.
Or come to X
Right,
Golf and
right.
it'll tee it up for
Yeah.
you there. This is wild. I mean, how long have you guys both been golfing?
Oh wow. I started golfing. It's actually kind of a neat story, sort of. But I started golfing probably when I was 11 or 12. I grew up in the Glendale area, and I'd go to Glendale Country Club, which is no longer there. I think they turned it into condos, but that happens. But I played golf right before high school, and then I went to high school. I went to Gonzaga in Washington, D.C., and I found out it was cooler to play lacrosse, so I played lacrosse there instead of golf, and I dropped it. And I dropped it for years and years, and I picked it up after college, and so I've probably been playing off and on for like 25 years, which is crazy to think. But what the long story long, the cool part of that story is my first golf clubs I bought from Played Again Sports, which was a part of this
Center.
shopping center in Jennifer Square back in like 1999 or something like that. So it's weird that I've come full circle back to Jennifer Square to finish my golf career.
When you took your break between high school and college, there was it like riding a bike when you came back on, or is it?
No, golf is
Yeah,
not
golf
like
is not,
riding a bike. I feel like golf is, if you take a break for a month, you're
Even the
Yeah.
pros.
you have a legitimate setback. I mean, obviously I knew how to play and how to swing and stuff like that, but golf is definitely one of those things you've got to keep the reps up.
It's a muscle.
Yeah.
It almost is. I mean, I've had some surgery on my knee at one point, and I was amazed at the 6 weeks of recovery, how, what an emaciated looking little
Yeah, you don't-
twig
you
I
don't
had
use
at
it,
the
you lose
bottom
it,
of
yeah.
my hip
Yeah.
that you don't realize when it's sitting in a brace or something like
Yeah.
that.
Similarly, I broke my leg playing, or not playing, I broke my leg snowboarding about 10 years ago. And my friends used to make fun of me, and they said Rob's skinny leg, because after I got out of the cast, my left leg was all atrophied. But I remember playing kickball at Peak Social, and like that first season back, like my left leg didn't make any sense. And then I remember I played golf at Bay Hills, like right after I got my cast off. Walking Bay Hills was interesting with but yeah, it's definitely one of those sports that you need to keep that muscle exercised.
Rikhil, you a avid lifelong golfer?
So I started maybe around high school with my dad, but wasn't really serious about it. I never had my own clubs until I moved to Florida. And I'm a born again golfer, I like to say. So I actually got my own clubs and like realized, oh, this is actually like the length of the club and the angle of it now. I can actually hit the ball properly. So then I was hooked. I was more hooked on the aspect that golf is an analogy for life, where you go out on the course, things aren't always how they should be. You have to adapt to certain situations. You have highs and lows, and how you react to those highs and lows makes you who you are. And that's it's just like life. So I like the mental aspect of the game because you could teach someone how to swing it. It's when to do things, when not to do things. I guess it's kind of like being a surgeon too. You could teach someone to cut something, but it's why you cut it or when you cut it that really appeals to me.
As we start to wrap up again, one other quick question that just jumped into my mind is you talked about a kid that had come in and had his own bag and stuff like that. So you can bring your clubs here and swing.
Yes.
And Rikhil, you had just mentioned about, playing with some other clubs that didn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
So you can bring your own clubs in here, but do you guys have clubs for people that are not the
Yeah,
golf?
we have lefty and righty sets for juniors and adults. We have a women's sets as well. We are looking into getting tall sets because it seems like people like 6'3" and above have a tough time actually getting a
Then
club
they
that
look like
fits them.
mini golf.
Yeah.
Right, like
Yeah.
like we don't want you to have to get a custom set just because you're tall. So
Right.
we're looking into get some tall sets, but pretty much everything else we got covered.
And is that included with when you rent a bay? If you need
It's
clubs, or
$5 for rental clubs, just to cover
the cost of the
the
club.
cost of clubs, and also clubs can break, and it's covered under warranty. So like if you break a club, we're not going to immediately
Yeah.
be like that's $300. So that's why we charge $5 for each rental club, not each club, but each set of clubs.
Yeah,
Right.
as
And I do see that you guys are safety minded. There's a big yellow line painted here. It's like,
Yep.
don't go in front of the line, sort of mind the gap line in
Yes.
London. No,
Yeah.
don't get hit by a train. Don't get hit by a club. Same
Right.
concept.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean
Yeah.
this is a
Of course.
full swing course. So I mean, if you're on a real course, you wouldn't stand 2 feet behind your buddy. That's swinging his golf club either. So
The best way to check out X Golf
Yeah.
is to get your butt down here to Jennifer Road, walk in the front door. You can't miss it. It's for the ladies, it's the former Talbots location.
yeah, it used to be a Talbot's a long time ago.
They still have the red doors.
It's an
Yes.
homage.
Yeah. They seem to be a beacon to people. So look for the red doors and you'll find X Golf.
But come down and check it out. I mean, it's a pretty amazing place. It's a very comfortable place to, maybe come down and have lunch.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, people in the Jennifer Square complex use us for lunch.
Yeah, most of the
Very
other
convenient. There's no other food in here.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So like the Vision Works, the New Balance, the veterinarian down the road, they come over for lunch, and we're also right next to the Crown Plaza Hotel. So sometimes those guests will come in. I think their bar closes at like 7 or something, 6 or 7. So we open till 10. So
Oh, there's nothing worse than a hotel bar that closes early like that when you're not.
yeah, you're like, I just got off the whatever
Conference, yeah. Mhm.
whatever conference I'm at, and they're just like, all right, go to
Right.
your room and sit there.
All right, yeah, exactly, especially out here by the mall. Come here and play golf.
Right.
Yeah.
If you can't make it down here, xgolfannapolis.com, and that's just the letter X. There's no
Yep.
E in there.
No.
Correct.
So it's
Yep.
xgolfannapolis.com. And, thank you for bringing this as I sit there and I think about it, we talked about the public courses,
Mhm.
but there's really nothing south. I mean, this is Annapolis. This is, Crownsville. This is Arnold. This is
Davidson.
Lower Severna Park, Davidsonville, even going to South County into
Sure.
Shadyside and Deal and Edgewater and everything else. Perfect. It's a quick ride up. You're real super convenient off of Route 50 and off of
Yes,
97.
I think we're less than a minute from Route 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, all roads point to X Golf.
I'm
know about
not
all
sure. I'm not sure about that, but okay. but it does. A couple big
Yeah.
roads do point to X Golf.
Some roads. you've
Some
heard of.
roeds point to X Golf.
But
X marks
Rikhil,
the
thank
spot.
you so much for your
Yeah,
time.
thank
And
you.
Rob, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for
Sure.
bringing this, for the golfers and anybody that's golfing that wants to learn golf, is thinking about it. Great way to get your feet wet. Great way to keep your game up,
Mhm.
and a great way to spend, maybe a Saturday or a Sunday just hanging out here watching some sports. But congratulations on the opening,
Thank
and
you.
look forward to much success.
Awesome. Thank you for having
Yeah,
us.
we appreciate all you do as well.
Thanks for listening to this week's Local Business Spotlight. Please make sure to visit eyeonannapolis.net for all your local news, events, and opinion. And in case you haven't already, please subscribe to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, where we bring you all the day's local news direct to your phone, tablet, or computer in about 10 minutes. It comes to you at 6 a.m. every Monday through Friday, and you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.